All right, everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Monday, September 10th, 2018. All right, so today we are very much in the new moon energy. If you haven't yet seen that new moon video I made for the weekend, do check that out because that will certainly still be playing a role here today. But the moon, with this sense of newness, great again, just for acclimating to the new energies. But the moon is shifting into Virgo today, so really good to maybe take any of these new insights or new energies and start to ground them with Virgo. Virgo is all about seeing how things can be improved and bettered, and so it's just a great day for doing the work and just striving towards refinement and improvement. So with this, going into tomorrow, the sun is going to be trining up to Pluto and sextiling up to Jupiter. So probably the later part of the day, but all day in general, I think really good for self-empowerment, making some changes, and maybe just seeing things a bit deeply and being willing to get to the truth of the matter and do things that we otherwise may have not do because we do have this sense of empowerment with this. All right, so let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Monday. Again, we are using the actual size of the constellations called true Sidereal Astrology. If you do notice some of the signs I say are different from mainstream astrology, be sure to check out that link down below because this does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so new moon, certainly still that type of energy. New moon in Leo, that's still going to be prominent, especially with the sun still here. So great to be cultivating still what is this time of cultivating our passions. What is it that we find fun, enjoyable, and fundamentally what gives us that source of energy, all right, life force, prana, all right, and that kind of a thing. And then expressing that into the world or doing creative things or fun things or whatever it might be from that. But the moon shifting into the constellation after Leo, Virgo here, it's very much about grounding that. So I think for the next few days, really good for grounding that energy. You know, inspiration is great, energy is great, Leo qualities are great, but what takes it a step further is then grounding it. So Virgo's all about doing the work. How can we take some of these passions and ground it, right? Or inspirations and ground it. A lot of this is like, a good analogy of this is like the painter. When I get inspired in Leo to do the painting, but it's in Virgo that we actually do the work with it, right? We refine our skills as a painter and we do it on maybe a daily basis, you know, things like this. So really good for doing the work today. Of course, this doesn't have to do with anything in particular. We'll probably just notice themes today about this aspect of ourself coming through, probably a bit detail oriented, maybe striving towards perfection, right? So being aware of that as well, balancing that, maybe a bit analytical. But all in all, great day for doing the work, taking care of things, and getting things done. All right, so that's the general backdrop in terms of the aspects that we have. We do have some lunar aspects today. As you can see here, these smaller X's. But most importantly, I feel like going into tomorrow, we're going to have the sun trining up to Pluto and sextiling up to Jupiter. And so both of these planets, Pluto and Jupiter, have been aspecting themselves here this year. So the sun's going to activate this on a more personal level. So going into tomorrow, the Pluto side of it, we could be feeling a bit empowered for change, or at least willing to maybe see things in a new light with Jupiter. And then because of that, with Pluto making changes, right? We could be open to potentials. All right, so it's been this kind of energy this year, what's been really good for seeing what our inspirations are and making the changes to make it happen, you know, and empowering ourselves to make it happen and diving deep, right? Because Pluto's all about facing fears. It's all about facing inhibitions. It's all about diving deep with life, right? So we could be feeling this depth, this real, raw sort of connection, which then, of course, is very empowering because at the end of the day, what Pluto's helping us do, and what can come quite easy with a trine like this, is to accept. Accept not having what we want, accept the death of things, right? Accept the fears themselves or the outcomes, right? We're usually a lot more easily accepting with a trine like this. And because of that, very empowering. You know, those feelings when you have nothing to lose, right? It's this kind of a thing. Now, of course, this is going to manifest in different areas and in different ways for everybody. But I would say fundamentally for everyone, great day, particularly tomorrow. But we could feel this again, the second half of the day, for making changes that do require empowerment or diving deep or expressing the truth, seeing the truth, taking the actions for the truth. All right, and then Jupiter's here just kind of lightly supporting it with the sextile, just giving us a bit of an open mind, maybe open to those potentials that might be associated with that. All right, so I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow on the daily because it is going to go exact tomorrow, but certainly starting to get an orb here today. Also today, maybe easing up of any, if you did feel over the weekend, any of the more clash energy or sort of integration energy involving relationships or involving the yin and yang aspects of life. This has been the Venus squaring up to Mars, so the yin and yang aspects of ourself, sort of in that clash. That's starting to ease up here today. We'll probably feel that if you did feel anything like that, either personally or interpersonally over the weekend. All right, so that's the most important things. On a very minor note, the moon is going to be forming a couple minor aspects here, a trine up to Mars. So a day where we could be feeling a bit confident, maybe feeling a bit driven, maybe motivated, maybe just a little more energy against the lower energy phase of the lunar cycle, but we are slowly today building some momentum. And there is going to be a square between the moon and Saturn, which again, emotionally, we could be maybe feeling a bit reserved, maybe a bit serious or detached. So being conscious of that can help ground that in constructive ways, which actually makes it a really good day for anything that does require discipline or responsibility when we're aware of it, right? When we're consciously implementing it in that way. All right, but most important thing today, I would say, is, of course, the new moon. Most important, time of new beginnings, sitting with the energies, acclimating, seeing what new things or new perspectives are starting to slowly move forward in this lunar month. A lot of it has to do with what we're passionate about, what we enjoy, what gives us energy, which is Leo, cultivating that and cultivating that self-expression, but to do it in grounded ways, right? For the next few days here, Virgo is about doing the work, right? Refining it, grounding it. Great day for improvement, improving ourselves, right? Moving things forward in that fashion. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow for the daily forecast.